Hello there, and welcome back to the SWTVC show live here on YouTube, the streaming home of the SWTVC crew and the ongoing push for the continued existence, expansion, and success of the heritage scale of Star Wars collecting. I'm Evan, or as you may know me on Instagram, at Mile High Ground, and this is where the fun begins. That's right, TVC March Madness is back. For the 6th year in a row, we're running this event for the 3 3/4-inch collecting community, where 64 characters chosen by you, the fans and collectors, will face off against one another in a tournament bracket to see who will come out on top as this year's champion. If this is your first TVC March Madness with us, welcome. Get ready for some tough choices, some heartbreak, but also some triumph. And if this isn't your first go around with March Madness, well, welcome back. We're happy to have you back. If you remember, we put out the call in January for everyone in the community to submit lists of their top 25 most wanted figures they'd like to see in the vintage collection. We live streamed about it on this very channel and spammed every social media outlet we could. Those lists are the data that inform the rankings of the characters that make it to the tournament. Whenever someone asks, who came up with this list or who decided these matchups, the answer is, if you submitted a list, you did. And if you didn't submit a list, well, be sure to do so next year so that your voice is counted and your favorite characters get an assist from your support. Just remember, it's not about what you don't want. It's about what you'd like to see first. So speaking of lists, I should stop dilly-dallying. You've seen the title of this live stream. It's the Bracket Reveal Show. To walk us through it all, the mustachioed Hu Yang of TVC is finally emerging from his chrysalis of data to unveil this year's top 64 and where they place on the bracket. Without further ado, it's the Vintage Concepts himself, John. How you doing, man?
Hello, good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right.
The midnight spreadsheet moments are almost over, I think, for now. Now it's just now the data. Now it's out there in the world for you guys to deal with. But
yeah. Well, we're happy to see you made it through all that. I know you popped on some live streams during all the fun, and here we are.
Yes. Somehow.
We are not alone today. We are joined by another member of our SWTVC team. It is the Space Hut himself, our international correspondent, Lewis. What's up, man?
Evening. How we doing?
Getting ready.
Good. I'm excited.
Man. Yeah. So, as we've, done this before, John is the keeper of the keys here. John is the only one who knows any of the information going into this. We're all in the dark. We're going to be learning who's on this year's bracket alongside you guys. So, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Nothing, and I'll never tell until 5 minutes from now.
Yeah. So, anyway, let's jump in the chat real quick before we get into all the fun stuff. See, we've got a super chat from My Star Wars Guys who says, thank you, gentlemen, for another year of dedication and the hours of hard work to put this all together. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you, man. It's a labor of love, as we always say. So, who else we got? Oh, man, there's a lot of familiar names in here. We got 120 people watching. Wow, thanks for taking time to join us on a Saturday when there are surely better things to do. But I guess I shouldn't neg what we're doing. But yeah. Let's see. TVC Trev. Hey, everyone, I'm excited. It's a Wookiee on Life Day. Let the madness begin. Our buddy Blitz Transmissions here saying, can't wait to see who made it. Yeah, we can't either. Toys of the Jedi, evening all. How's it going?
See you tomorrow, yes.
Tanith Toyart, I hope all the 5-year champs get to make it to 6 years. Probably likely. We seem to like to ask for a lot of the same things over and over again until Hasbro makes it, dang it. But yeah. Oh, man. Tons of people in the chat. We could spend a lot of time. Ben Solo Collector. Hello there. Yes, Ben Solo. I'm wearing my traditional, at this point, Ben Solo. They're cowards for not bringing him back sweatshirt. So
Yes, thank you all for being here.
Yes, thank you. So yeah, let's see, where are we at? We've got a few things coming up. So this is the first of many live streams throughout the month of March. We've got a tournament schedule, but we've got a live stream. I am screaming on the inside. A live stream schedule where we will be covering all of the fun action throughout the month, and then it will all wrap up with a championship show on Wednesday, March 25th at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So here is the schedule of all of those shows. Be sure to join us, including John. Yes, tomorrow you will be on Bossk's Bounty. At this point, he does an annual live stream here on his channel where he gets together with you, John, and I believe it's Only One Kenobi and Toys of the Jedi, who we saw is in the chat today, where you guys will be running through the bracket and kind of doing the fun little thought experiment of how it could turn out. So that's always great fun. It means a lot at this point to really be able to see that, so you guys have fun with that and see that kind of bridging of community and people coming together for that. So,
and that's within 23 hours. So if you hadn't had enough of me today, you'll surely get enough of me after tomorrow. But it's fun.
Yeah. So be sure to.
Can I just say, with those times, there's no way I'm getting up at 3 a.m. to do these.
Yeah.
As much as I love this, as much
You're
as
invited.
I find it exciting, the only time I'm going to get up for that championship show at 3 in the morning is if Dryden actually makes it to the final. And then I'll wake up.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
We will have some special guests throughout the month, and there may be some fun little surprises that pop up here and there. So be sure you are subscribed to this channel, like this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Subscribe to Bossk's Bounty if you're not, so that you don't miss that show. And here's all the fun. So yeah. Anyway, let's see. We've got. Sorry, I'm a little scattered.
When does voting begin, Evan?
I could tell you that, couldn't I?
You could tell us that. You could. That'd be nice.
Let's see. It begins March 4th. And here's the tournament schedule. So that is next Wednesday. So Wednesday, March 4th is when voting begins. And that is the round of 64, which is broken up as usual into 4 different voting days. So voting days operate the same way they always have at this point. It is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday throughout March, except for this coming Monday. We wanted to give you guys some time to fill out your own brackets before everything gets started. So those voting days run from 12:01 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. And your votes are only going to count if they're submitted at the Google form that is going to be on our link tree, which is going to be linktr.ee/SWTVC. And real quick, let me just go ahead and throw that up in the corner here.
Yes.
It's on the very bottom corner there. That is the link to save. That is where you will find all of the fun information, including the latest live streams. You will find, most importantly, the link to vote. Comments won't count anywhere. If you're just commenting it somewhere, great. But you got to make sure to vote at the link. So
that's also where, not available yet, but after the end of the stream, that's where everything will be that you need throughout the entire month, as you said, live streams, but also the bracket itself, name pills for you to fill that out. That's coming at the end of the stream. So pull up that link right now, why don't you? And just get ready.
Yeah. So, yep, keep that in mind. It's good. All right. Am I missing anything, John? Help me.
Well, let's say hi to Brandon, also from the Hasbro team. Hello, Hero Collections.
Hey,
thank you for joining us. Go ahead and write down all 64 of these.
Yeah.
Get them into line ASAP if you could. So, I think that's it. There'll be plenty more. Follow us at SWTVC. Stay tuned for all of our fun live streams, as Evan just said. And there'll be plenty more where that came from. But for now, shall we get into it?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
So this year, we got 1,167 lists, which is, yes, sadly, about 90-some less than last year, or as Evan would say, nobody wants to do this anymore, and we should all just quit. Nice try, nice try.
Ever the optimist.
Still more than we got the first several years. So that means with, up to 25 entries on every list, that was 28,565 individual entries I got to go through on a big old spreadsheet.
Ooh.
It was a lot. And that's about 2,100 unique characters or appearances. I will say I say around because I didn't bother consolidating Valkorion, Vishit, Tenebrae. There's something else that sounds like Vishit that I'd like to call this character, but I won't. It's a family show. The Sith Darth Emperor Supreme God King Grand Poobah from the Old Republic. He didn't get that many points anyway, so it doesn't matter. And I frankly don't care enough to. So it's all good. Okay, so who did we remove from the bracket? Lots of people were seemingly waiting for the Mos Eisley 4-pack to be revealed, which was revealed halfway through the submissions in January, and either submitted or edited their lists after that. So we didn't have to remove Arlyle Schuse, who was number 9 last year, won Las Vegas Standing a couple years ago. Gurendan, who made the bracket 3 times. Labria, who made the top 100 last year, or Chalman, who was the true winner in our hearts. And Merrick Maroc would have been ranked on the bracket this year between 34 and 35. 11th brother would have been around number 131. Those were both revealed after the bracket. Top 25 submissions were closed. So here come a couple controversial ones.
Oh boy.
We started this conversation last week to ease you into it. But while we recognize that the AT-AT driver from The Mandalorian and Grogu is not 100% identical to the one from The Empire Strikes Back, we decided to remove him from this year's tournament after the reveal. I'm sorry. Okay. Get your tears out now. Usually what happens with this sort of thing when a new version of an old character is revealed, it sort of scratches the itch for a lot of people. I have a feeling a lot of collectors will be pretty happy putting this guy in their AT-AT when they get it in hand next month or so. We'll see how things shake out next year. If people really need a full resculpt from the ground up, they don't. Hasbro can add the Snowtrooper Commander lower legs for the resculpt, or resculpt the lower torso to add the fight straps. While that might not be good enough for some, it's good enough for others. It's good enough for the bracket. We are getting the AT-AT driver in a few weeks. He would have been between 12 and 13 this year.
Cool.
So, other one, you can thank Tyler for this one. Grand Moff Tarkin would have made the bracket for the first time this year, ranked between 55 and 56 after hovering.
Lists.
Yeah. He's on a lot of lists.
Yeah.
After he was hovering just below it for a few years. So, we try to have some leeway for folks to not have to commit to 100% newly tooled figures or having know which arms or legs could potentially be reused. But for the first time ever, we are taking a figure off the bracket because we do already have most of the Imperial Officer sculpt. Tarkin doesn't need a ton of new tooling to join the line. He is wanted. He is needed. We got the 50th of A New Hope coming up in a few years. We just got all the A New Hope heroes. We need some villains to go with them. We try to let people put whatever they want on their top 25 lists, but we also try to encourage all new sculpts here. This is just a little too much on the reuse side of things. If you're upset, take it up with Tyler. This is our trade-off. This was our trade-off for him not posting AI slop on the page every day. So, yeah, I'm sorry, and you're welcome. But anyway, to the Imperial Officer point, if you want to show support for them, as a reminder, Ultimate Battle Station, ultimate.battle.station on Instagram, will be launching an Imperial Officer tournament sometime shortly after March Madness. We will have all the info about that when it's ready to go. We will be sharing all the details on that once it's more finalized, so be sure to go follow him and get ready to fight for your favorite Imperial officers in that tournament soon. I have a feeling Tarkin will do just fine there as well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so from last year's bracket, from last year's 2025 tournament, 11 characters have been made, opening up some space on the bracket. Those characters, I forget who they are, but they're somewhere on the list. So I should probably do that real quick. It was just, you know what? Whatever. You can find the bracket recap on Instagram. It's fine. It's good. Let's move. That's the past. We're living in the past here.
And I think we've already talked about it as well.
We've already talked about it. Okay,
so
let's.
So it's fine.
Yes. If you don't know who's been made, look at your shelf. They're right there. So, starting it off.
Pre-orders.
Evan, I see you've got your top 25s pulled up. Did you guys want to talk about those briefly?
I do. Yes, I've got. I've got Lewis's pulled. I've got all 3 of them ready to go. So Lewis, here was your top 25. These are the ones that you wanted the most. So I see 1 is already made. I've also got the same guy on my top 25. It's already been made. So yeah, Lewis, what are you?
It's nice. Yeah, it's nice to see one already off the list. It'll be interesting this year. I'm expecting to see the Bad Batch on the bracket. I'll be very surprised if they're not. Although, to be honest, I am getting a little bit tired of asking for them over and over and over.
Yep.
But it's one of those, just want to see them so I can take them off. I think who do I think is going to do quite well this year? I think Ezra might make an appearance this year. Perhaps even both of those forms would be interesting to see. I'd like to see, obviously, Dryden. I'm interested to see where he comes. I think over the last 5 years, he was sort of sitting mid-30s on the top 100. For the first 3 years. I think he then went in the 20. John will know the figures. I think he was 25th in 2024, and then I think he was 18th in 2025. So he's made a good rise. And so I'll be interested to see where Dryden's coming this year now that we've cleared some of those other characters that were above him. So that will be interesting. And Melshi's the other one I'm looking out for. I really want to see if he's made the bracket this year. I don't think he's made it at all up until now. But I've seen some good support for him this year. So, yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
We'll see.
What I would say is what I think is a little bit interesting this year is going into most of the tournaments the last few years, we've always had the opportunity to see those stuff from new shows, new media. There's always kind of them obvious choices like Balin's Skull, did very well. The Stranger did very well. When you go back to Chrysanthemum, when he showed up in Book of Boba, he did very well. I think this year we're not actually hot off the heels of any shows. I mean, obviously we have the Maul show coming and we have the film coming. But I think most of what we've seen from that stuff we've got or is coming. We know he's now coming. So there isn't an obvious new media character that, to me, I may be wrong, I may be staring me in the face and I can't see it, but there isn't one that I'm looking at. I think, oh, there's a new media character there that's definitely going to hit the top 10 or whatever. So that's what I'm interested to see is what's going to be up there.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Sweet. Who's next? Do I have on here?
Yours.
It's mine.
Wow.
It's mine. So obviously, hashtag bring me Ben Solo. It's the shirt, my villain origin story. I'm on a bit of a heater. 2023, my number one want was Jedi Legend Obi-Wan. That's been made. 2024, episode 3 / World Between Worlds Anakin was my number one pick. That's since been made. 2025 was The Stranger. That's since been made. Within the last month has joined my collection. That's been amazing. Will the streak continue? Highly doubt it, but I hope it does continue. Especially as we, approach the 50th anniversary next year of a celebration of the entire saga. I look at stuff like, as much as I personally want Ben Solo, I look at things like Supreme Leader Kylo Ren as just such a glaring omission in where we're at already. It's the only figure line, only toy line, only licensed line that exists entirely without that version of that character, which was on the iconography of everything. I don't know if you can see it very well. I have a store or Triple Force Friday thing back on my wall with Kylo on it from 2019. A good buddy of mine, DJ. I haven't talked to him in a long time. Shout out to him if you ever see this. Thanks for this. So I'm really hoping that I can at least get some of us filthy sequel plebs could maybe just get thrown like a single bone at some point in the next year, 2, 3, please. That's my appeal. So anyway, the rest is, missed HasLab characters, some similar ones to Lewis. And I'm excited to see where some of these are 5-timers. Some of these are repeat offenders on the bracket. So I'm curious if some of them will be once again in the hunt for Ben Solo, but the hunt for winning it all. So anyway,
I see a few that might be. We'll see. We'll find out. We'll find out very shortly.
Yeah. Sweet. And then John.
Now, damn, that's a good looking list.
Okay.
We'll see. I'm looking through again. Some of them, everyone says my list is so wacky, and then I get quite a few made over the years. But a lot of these already exist in Black Series. A lot of them are probably on the bracket, have been on the bracket before. All I can say is stay tuned. Some of them, Brandon, I saw I got to bring it up every time. I know that Lakeside Padme and Ben Solo were on your Black Series Most Wanted list that Blitz Transmissions just put on. So if you do them in Black Series, please shrink them down to TVC as well. And I'm excited to see if Brandon puts out a top 25 list as well. Yeah. That'd be interesting to see. I do want to go over a couple of comments real quick.
Let's do it.
Tanith, God bless you, Tanith. I knew you would come in clutch. You talked about the ones that have been made. Real quick, we'll just say Stranger, Crosshair, Ventress, Arlel Shoes, Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan, Carson Teva, Callus, Gurundan, Marok, and Padme from last year were all made, as well as Shock T was number 65. And then I think, did we miss Riley Bob's?
Yes, we did. Well? Thank you for going back to that. Riley Bob coming in clutch as always. He says, happy March Madness Day, gentlemen. Appreciate all you do for us as a community, the entertainment, and the data for this. Also for Hasbro. See how the TVC community comes out for anniversaries to support. Sorry, haha, had to. Thanks, Riley Bob. We really appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
man.
you.
Helps us keep the lights on, both literally and in here. So,
And as Tanith says, this is the best list. Thank you. I know. I know. As Han would say, I know. All right. Those are our lists. What if we took all the lists and put them together? What would happen? Let's find out right now, everybody. We're 20 minutes in. Let's go. Starting it off, this character ranked 64th, making his 4th appearance on the bracket. Hearing a lot of 4th. It's not quite right here. I'm thinking 5th, Brother Inquisitor.
there we go.
Previously ranked 34, 38, and 53, now down a little bit to 64. Has never made it past the first round of voting. But, now that he will be facing off against the number 1 character, who knows?
You mentioned not making it past the first round. I think now is as good a time as any to say that, again, 64 characters out of the thousands of characters.
Yes.
That's nothing to turn your nose up at, that someone makes this top list.
Yep.
And even if they don't advance past the top 64, none of this changes where they ranked in the fan polling, in the data. Like this doesn't change where they ranked. So it's just where they're at on the bracket. So
Yes. All right. So, not a lot to say on this guy. Let's say goodbye here to him. And hello there to Obi-Wan Padawan.
yes.
Making his first bracket appearance. Not to take a
Really?
detour. Yes,
That's
yes, if you can
surprising.
believe that. Because episode 3 Obi-Wan was on last year, and we've had episode 4 Obi-Wan a number of times, of course. But not to take a detour into Looney Tunics, that's Evan's domain.
I got you.
But I didn't consolidate his Attack of the Clones look here. They are the same costume. Maybe I could have or should have. If I did, he would have jumped 10 places on the bracket. But yeah, he's here now, so I figured that's pretty good.
Yep. One
Pretty-
begets the
pretty
other. So
Yes. And I don't actually have information. I can't remember where he ranked last year. And I also can't remember no Atten. So here's number 62, SM33. Last year he ranked 26. Now he's 62. It's a palindrome. It's like poetry. It rhymes. Last year he made it into the round of 32. He was made in Black Series and Epic. This is his second time on the bracket. So how about another first-timer, though? If you guys have anything to say on this, I'll pause. I know it's going to take a while to get through it all.
he was
Chime
on.
in,
I think
chime
he
in.
was on my list last year. He just fell out of the list just a little bit because I was prioritizing other things like the HasLab Jedi and other things that go with other things we have. But yeah, it is just like the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Darn shame that our Skeleton Crew collections in TVC are, to put it kindly, a joke. So yeah, one figure a collection is not. So
Yes, I wonder.
No, I mean, I'd say it's good to see a Skeleton Crew figure on there.
Yeah.
I hope we see more. I think there's some that probably will rank higher than him, I'm hoping.
yeah.
So
Maybe.
yeah, fingers crossed.
And real quick, Utah Dawn has jumped in. Nice
Thank
super
you,
chat
thank
there. Yo ho ho, fair winds and safe harbor for the Skeleton Crew.
Arr. All right, so how about another first timer on the bracket? Last year, she was ranked 82, but now coming in at 61. It's Aunt Beru Lars. Aunt Beru. Wow, from A New Hope. You know, she was only ever made in 1999, repacked a decade later with the Lars Homestead. And as with other figures, I'll get it out now. If people don't specify which version of a character they're voting for, and if there aren't obvious context clues on their list, because I do check, I combine them with the highest ranked specific version. So there were votes for other media for her. I didn't actually include them here, but A New Hope was the clear winner here when somebody specified. So then also generic Aunt Beru votes go to the highest ranking one. So she is here on the list.
That's wild.
Interesting to see who she goes up against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aunt Beru versus Stormtrooper.
I mean, we got to see her fight an Inquisitor a couple years ago. She can hold her own more than
True. Yeah.
more than maybe people expected.
All right.
But so last year we returned to Tatooine. Next year we're celebrating the 50th anniversary. It could be a good time for her around about now. Maybe another iconic lady from A New Hope, because there are so many in A New Hope. Number 60, Banis Keeg. Wow. I know Evan's a huge
Iconic.
Club Shido fan. Yeah.
yeah. I have a tattoo of this guy on my back. Yeah. It means everything.
Lady, excuse me.
Or sorry. Yes.
But yes, clearly we know everything about this character. But her partner and fellow Duros Cantina denizen Elor's Medak was released 25 years ago, but she has never been made. Her Her expanded universe story is appropriately annoying. So maybe her real name is Chachi Demal. Maybe that's a different character. Perhaps we'll find out more about her in Chachi Demal Shadow Lord. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Get ready. Get ready for the puns and the segues. We've only just begun, folks.
Oh my God. I just real quick. I do love seeing this though, where it's good to keep this top of mind where, yeah, we talk about main characters and we joke about things being glup shittos, but this builds out that really cool cantina that we all just got recently within the past year. It's important to keep supporting these things. So,
and there were several, as we pointed out, there were several cantina characters on the last few years brackets, like Arlel Shus and Gurindan, even though I know, God forbid I say he's a cantina character, but so that opens up space for more characters to rise to the top. Yeah. Maybe there's more on here. We guess we'll find out.
All right.
And this is one I think people were kind of hoping for actually in the 4-pack. So it is perhaps getting a little bit more love. Perhaps if that 4-pack had come out sooner without her in, people might have put her on the list. More people might put her on the list. She might have been a bit higher.
Yeah, especially after the X-Wing pilot, I think we all expected to see that head again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see how she does in the tournament, to be fair.
Maybe Hasbro can take another run at it and do another Cantina Glup Shitto 4-pack, but this time, advertise it as a Cantina pack and actually have it be a Cantina pack. So.
Yes, and Tanith says, don't use the X-Wing pilot head. Thank you. People saying, the puns are why I'm here. Here for the puns and segues. Thank you. And Holonet one says, are we voting? You're voting on Wednesday, March 4th, everybody. I'll say it again, and we'll say it a few more times.
Yep.
So we're just revealing the bracket today and the characters today. So
we'll talk about the schedule again after we go through the characters.
So just hold your horses, everybody. But all right, that's number 60. Coming in at number 59, exactly where he was last year, a character with experience staying in the same place for a very long time, is Ezra Bridger, Peridia.
Okay.
The friend of the Noti, as we call him. This is his second appearance in this version on the bracket. Sorry,
I'm glad this version's made it, actually. It's nice to see that people haven't forgotten him, especially as I think when we go into Ahsoka season 2, he's probably not going to look like this at all. So, hope we get this look first.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think it's a really cool look too. So,
and I'm sorry I used a picture of Jabba the Hutt here, but
okay,
all good. All right, number 58 is I don't have a pun for this. I probably should have, but Stacey Teen almost made it in the couldn't quite get him in the HasLab, but this is his first appearance on the bracket. His digital sculpt is just sitting there on the shelf, waiting to be made into a figure. His last movie version was in 2005. We got a few Clone Wars versions after that, and but it's been a while.
Dang, I'm really glad to see that. At least this guy. I don't know where we're going to go from here, but I'm glad that the HasLab Jedi. It's kind of like Arlel Shus when he was missed. He became something that was more and more top of mind for fan lists and polling and making events like March Madness, Last Figure Standing, all that fun stuff. So I hope that the momentum continues similarly for these Jedi, because I was heartbroken when we didn't get them with the LAT, and boy, we need them. And the tooling for Stacey and his buddy in the failed HasLab tiers, Aegon Kolar, that tooling could go a long way for a lot of Jedi. So
yes,
and it's like that thing, isn't it? Now we've all seen it, we all want it.
Now we need it. Yeah,
this is what you could have, but no, we're not going to give you that. And it's now everyone, you can see how good an action figure that would be. So
yeah. Sologram says, "Don't worry about a teen." I like
maybe.
that.
I'm sorry, go for it.
Also, I see Chris Rife. What's up from the
Hasbro
team?
Chris.
Some fun characters already. Going to be a good bracket. Thank you very much for joining.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
So, alrighty. So, Stacey Teen debuted in the Power of the Jedi line way back in the day, just like number 57, Bossk.
Okay.
Another Cantina guy, has not been updated since 25 years ago. This is his first appearance, but he was ranked in the top 100 last year at 96. So a lot of these Cantina guys, if they might be a surprise, they have been kind of hovering around the bracket. And yes, I see Tyler here. Tyler. Ooh,
yep.
Just kidding. Wrong one. That's what we had. Evan and I both clicking. You go ahead, Evan.
Okay.
You handle comments now.
Tyler. Hello, folks. Tyler here. We'll be in and out. Yes, Tyler, get back to work. Yeah.
Yes, he's got to make money to afford all these figures that we want to buy. So as I said, Tarkin would have been ranked here next in the lineup. But next up, here's someone who Tarkin would say is charming to the last. Returning to the bracket for her second appearance for the first time since 2023 is Ewok Village Princess Leia.
Cool.
She slipped down to 68 the past 2 years, so was very near the bracket. But as she would say, no one's ever really gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's like you look at these mains. Now we've got those definitive mains for New Hope. We have to start looking at the other films and say, okay, what else needs updating? And that is a figure that has just been crying out to be updated for decades now. I mean, it's mind-boggling we don't have that figure as a better version at least. But that's very worthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So yes, Black Series has a digital sculpt, but please, she's scowling. We got to work on that angry rook on her face. Sorry, did I say rook? I meant look. Well, it's a good thing I said that because rook made the bracket, number 55, making his.
Who's that? Who's that?
Who's that? I don't know. So yes. Tyler blew a gasket and said not to use the Rebels image. So here's the Tales of the Empire version, excuse me. So I hope you guys are happy.
Yes.
But this is his first bracket appearance after lurking nearby at number 75 last year. Most people who specified a version did specify Heir to the Empire. However, I did note that the image that Tyler used, I think Evan probably provided it for him, actually is not Rook. That's just a generic Nogri from a reference book, which I think is hilarious that everyone's saying, this is the real Rook. It's not, but okay, I love you all.
There is no real Rook until now. So.
Yes. So I don't know if there's a way they can do like two different heads and like a different like torso to make him bulky or whatever. He's supposed to be like under 5 feet tall anyway, even when he's all swole in the comics or whatever. But
yeah, we know, Tyler. We know.
Had to troll you just a little bit here, but yes. Anyway, when I get read the riot act about this later, I'll rue the day. Yeah, I said rue. Rue Scott Melshi, number 54.
Yes.
Another character debut, Lewis. You were just saying hope
very
to
pleased to see him there. Yeah, very
That's
pleased.
cool.
Hopefully, we can get a bit of support this year.
Yep. So he was another character debut after he ranked 92 last year, and then he got some great screen time in Andor season 2 this past year. But this is specifically for his Rogue One Scarif appearance. Other people voted for his, prison look or his Coruscant safe house look from the end of Andor season 2. But finally joining the not joining the line. I wish joining the bracket at least.
Yeah.
So I moved from one soldier to another, moving up 9 spots since last year for his second appearance. Is the Galactic Marine at number 53.
Cool.
Last released in 2007 alongside the Airborne Trooper, which we're finally getting updated any day now. March 13th, I think, is Walmart Collector Con. No, they can't reuse any Snowtrooper parts for this, but if they do a Kashyyyk 41st Elite Corps Clone Scout Trooper, they can use the same legs for both of these troopers. Whichever one they do first, they can do this one and or that one. Speaking of Andor, Evan can tell the segue.
Yeah.
Bix Colleen joins the bracket
Yes.
for the first time at number 52.
Yes.
Again, the Black Series has a sculpt for her in this look, which goes with the season 1 casting we already have. Again, her Ferrix look from season 1 ranked the highest.
Yeah, that's good as well.
Tim, what's up, Tim?
I was hoping to see some more Andor figures this year, or Andor characters, should I say, this year. And she's always been one that surprised me that hasn't had enough support. But again, I think people have given Andor, a bit of breathing space. We haven't had a huge amount of figures from Andor, so I think now people are starting to realise that we need to start asking for them. If we've got any hope of getting some of these figures. So again, I'm expecting to see some more Andor, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Maybe.
I felt the force.
So if people don't make more Andor figures soon, I think some collectors might cry uncle. Just like Uncle Owen, number 51, Uncle Owen Lars, another first timer joining Baru on the bracket, on the Baruacket. I don't know. Anyway, he moved up 20 spots from last year. So he was again near the bracket the last couple of years, but actually on this time. As with Baru, we've gotten a younger version as well as a comic version, but haven't gotten an updated and New Hope version since the late 90s. It's been a while. where he's doing the pull my finger gag on that Power of the Force figure. So let's, last year we returned to Tatooine. I think let's stay in the sands of Tatooine for a couple more here, if that's all right. Number 50, Pike Soldier.
Oh, yes.
Cool.
Second time on the bracket, moving up 8 spots from last year. Now the only Book of Boba Fett figure Black Series has that Vintage Collection doesn't. So the scales are almost balanced, even though we have Fat Bib and a few other things.
Yeah.
But,
and it's the perfect figure for an army builder pack.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
With different colored masks and stuff.
That'd be so cool.
Colors,
Yeah, some weapons and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I guess you could say we like Pike. You could also say we have the hots for yachts. Number 49, Yachts Orin.
There we go.
Another second timer moving up 9 spots this year because, Hasbro filled out the first skiff after the sail barge came out and then said sorry to the second skiff, just kind of stopped doing anything about it. Would be great to keep building the world around the sail barge, the first ever HasLab. But, we need...
I know John
you go
Meek will
ahead.
be happy about this one.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because he was lower on the bracket. Yeah, 9 spots lower last year, so he's getting more solidified on the bracket.
Nice.
And again, I think he's sort of one of those that you kind of think is more the obvious ones to try and knock off the list because he's an interesting looking alien. He's not just a bland humanoid, or human character.
Yeah.
So I think it's another interesting one that why has it not been done yet?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, there was I can't remember, there was some like international ceramics company that made one of him in the 80s. It's like the only Yachts Orin merch that exists.
Right.
So we need more. So yeah, like I said, we need to keep building out the first HasLab. We also need to keep building out the second HasLab, the Razor Crest. So for that, we're going to need number 48, Frog Lady.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone's favorite Kerm Ribbit, or at least in the top 2 with Frogman, maybe top 3 with their little baby. But returning for her, probably everyone's favorite, returning for her 5th tournament. She ranked 75 the first year, just missed it. Then 51, 37, 33, 36, now 48. So she keeps jumping around like a frog. Okay, frog joke. But and I did a post on how they can support the Razor Crest HasLab with a bunch of stuff. I said you could use Queel's legs because they're played by the same actor, the same actress, Misty Rosas, I believe is her name, and we don't see the legs underneath the skirt anyway. So, why not? But how about another fan favorite Mandalorian character here? Number 47, it's Kelleran Beck.
Yes.
So
Yes.
He just returned in a Marvel comic. Evan, have you read that yet? I've heard good things. I haven't gotten it yet.
I haven't. I want to. I've been meaning to.
Is this the one he collaborated on himself?
Yes. Yeah, he co-wrote it. Yeah. And he was unfortunately, he was at a comic shop sort of near me, but I wasn't able to get out of work early enough to go meet him or see him again. But would have been awesome. So he just returned in that Marvel comic. Now he returns for his 3rd bracket. He was 55, then 57. Now he jumped 10 spots to 47. So, yeah.
God, oh, that's so cool. I love that, man. I love Ahmed Best's return to Star Wars, and I love that it's been a positive. It's been good. Just all of the baggage from years ago. I'm glad that we're able to have that healing moment, and I've said that before. But God, I want this figure.
Yes. Man. maybe he was
plays that significant part, doesn't he, in the Mandalorian? So
yeah,
seriously.
Yeah, he saves Grogu, man.
Yeah. I wonder, maybe he was also on Geonosis or something in the background. I don't know. They could retcon that years later. But let's go to another Mandalorian adjacent character who jumped 10 spots, as seen maybe kind of sort of in the trailer for the Mandalorian and Grogu. Number 46, a man, the Banana Man. Another 5-timer. This Amani Warrior was last updated 25 years ago and is needed in TVC to help finish the 96.
Fun. That's fun. I like that.
He was ranked.
I did expect him anyway because of the pop-up in the Mando trailer. I think it put him again on people's radar, even though he was, because of the original 96. I think it's kind of put that alien species, and we don't have the same character, but it's certainly put him back on the radar, hasn't it? So
yeah,
I think
Now he's got like a silver grill or something. Maybe they can add some nice teeth. So he was ranked 102 the first year, and then 58, 47, 42, 56, now 46, kind of right in the same area he's been. But so how about another Return of the Jedi character? This one wasn't in the original Kinner line. maybe, probably should have been, has joined Retro, but it's Mon Mothma from Sullust. The Sullust briefing from Home 1. Minnie Bothans died to bring us her second bracket appearance after ranking 50 last year, so she rose 5 spots. We have her card design in Retro, but now we just need the rest of her figure for TVC, so easy.
So, John, were those votes specifically for that version?
Yes. So, yeah, not to spoil anything, but yes, different versions of Mon Mothma got different votes. I did for this one, I combined her Rogue One specific votes with Return of the Jedi specific votes because it's the same outfit, even though it's a different actor. But so if they make one, they can make the other, and then. But last year she was, I think, because last year Return of the Jedi was the highest ranked version, so then all the generic Mon Mothma votes went to her. But there are other Mon Mothmas, so stay tuned, folks. That's all I can say right now.
It'd be interesting with this one, though. I mean, if Hasbro did do it with alternative heads, like they did with Anakin, the 2 Anakin figures, it would make it a little bit more interesting for people. It might make people buy more of them, buy 2. Swam with different heads, it would make a bit more out of the figure that, let's be honest, is not the most riveting action figure out there, but and still has a place in the collection.
For sure. And I know Tim recently on one of his Ask Bossk's Bounty videos was talking about they could do like a 3-pack with her and General Madine and maybe 2 1B, and I was thinking some of they can repaint Akbar for some of the Mon Calamari officers standing right behind her, something like that. So there's some other droids on Home 1 they can do. It's like some of the pilots or something they can do some kind of, maybe a Journey of Mon Mothma pack. I don't know. But yes, Miko, Yachts made it again. He was 49. You just missed him.
Yep.
Welcome. I know you're busy right now, but thank you for joining us. All right. So how about, this was her second appearance on the list. How about our first 6-time returning competitor this year? Number 44. Evan was just talking about him. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren.
Yes.
He's been on the bracket every single year, still waiting for him. Has ranked 26, then fell down to 55, then 45, 54, 51, now 44. So kind of the same over the last few years. As we often say, and as Evan said, he is in every single action figure scale that has ever been or ever will be.
Every single one. Except
the scale that started it all.
Yeah. He was on all the packaging for everything. He was on all the posters, all of the merch, he was the face of all that stuff. And I don't know. I just can't wrap my head around the fact that I have to beg.
And also the Kylo Ren that we do have, I know it's not the Supreme Leader version, but it's just not a great figure either. We do need, we need a better figure.
And then and then he can make the other versions as well.
He can make the other versions.
A lot of the costumes are similar.
Yeah, and his legs could be reused for other things too, as well. So
like what? I wonder
it's
what.
helpful tooling. Well, yeah.
But okay, so how about a figure that does exist in 3.75, but only animated style 5 POA? You already saw him earlier, but it's Ezra Bridger Lothal from the first 2 seasons of Rebels at number 43. He was ranked 39 last year. This is his second appearance on the bracket in this version, but before the later seasons, the look was added to the line via the HasLab. Ezra did very well in the bracket, but this version is still very much needed, alongside early season versions of Hera and Sabine to finish the Season 1 Ghost crew. We have the Season 3 version. We need Season 1 and 2 and 4 also, with Sabine's different looks, but we need to keep building around the Ghost HasLab. This
is the one that will kind of always worried me the most, because like you say, we've got most of the tooling now to do the other figures, but this one is it needs a complete new tool, and that's where you kind of feel like, have they just forgotten him? Have they just, can they not get him in somewhere? But I think we do need to keep asking for him, because we can't have this Ghost, this amazing ship. We've got an amazing crew that goes with it, and yet he's just we've got a little animated figure, you stand next to it, 5 POA, it just doesn't work. So he's such an important character.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
So, people like to build around HasLabs. That's one of my big things I want to build around HasLabs. As we recently saw, the Mos Eisley set sold well, but there was some grumbling from people who claimed they What they really wanted was iconic Cantina characters who were actually in the film and actually in the Cantina, which is why we get support for characters who don't get much more iconic than number 42, Sizvit, the original Barfly, Evan's favorite, who ranked 85 last year, so was buzzing near the bracket, I'll say. He is so iconic and well-known that we think maybe you can kind of sort of see the middle of his head in one shot.
And
We're
what
not
color
really
is
sure. So beloved, we literally are not sure what color he's supposed to be. Not sending Hasbro mixed signals at all. Like I said, the only color image of him that exists in any official capacity was a Star Wars.com thing that gave him purple eyes. That's what I thought it was. I watched the movie. I thought he had yellow eyes in there. Then you look at the Tom Spina mask, and it looks like this coloring that I gave him here, which was also colorized. But yes, I do want unmade Cantina characters. It's just that we got to look so far in the background at this point to get them.
I do think he'd be fun, though. I do think he'd be a fun character to make. And, you know, he is so different looking from anything else we've got. I think that's, you know, it's worth doing just so we can put him in the Cantina and have another type of alien in there.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
So, yeah, played by Jeff Goldblum, as people are saying, yes. Oh, yes, well. Brindlefly. So, you know, just like beloved icon Arlelle Shust, George Lucas took a look at the footage featuring Sizvit and said, yeah, we got to redo this. But yes, as Bossk said, how good is it we don't have to ask for Arlelle or the Stranger this year? Yes.
Yes.
It's always great, all these figures we ask for years on end, and they finally join the line. So Sizvit joining the bracket. So you may not be able to see him. You may not be able to know anything about him, like what color he is. You may not even think he looks good with all those freaky ping pong balls stuffed into his pants. But boy, is he in the Cantina? Is he on the bracket? No, seriously, if you look at his costume, he's got like, they literally just put ping pong balls on him. Anyway, he's on the bracket. Somehow he made it on. Somehow. Palpatine returned.
Yes.
Number 41. Emperor Palpatine, Sith Eternal. Pretty white for a fly guy. Is cute. Anyway,
oh my God.
6 years of me making the same somehow Palpatine return joke.
Because that joke and talking about that line will never
get
old.
old.
Never get tired and old.
But tired and old, just like Palpatine in this movie. But anyway, he ranked
to arrive.
Yes. So he ranked 21, then 31, 39, 29, 24. So much like Palpatine himself, sometimes he rises and falls. But much like Mac, he's playing both sides so that he always comes out on top. But it would be awesome to see.
He's the main villain. Come on. You know,
yeah.
Finish him off. He's another one we could do like an evolution type pack with, isn't he? Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A couple of Palpatine looks that people really want. And like in the Black Series, they keep using Book of Boba Fett, Luke. I know that Evan, you and a couple other people have started doing that on other Palpatine figures using the TVC one. So a lot of robes on there. I don't know what soft goods magic they could work on this guy to get him in the line, but we need him in the line. So, all right, you know, this poor guy, the medical systems on Exegol didn't seem all that great. Probably could have used some help from, some care from 21B. Number 40, making his third bracket appearance after just missing out at number 65 the first year. He slipped down to 94, then 97 in the years after that, then made the bracket at 57 and 60. Now he's up at 40. So another figure not updated since Power of the Force 2, not counting the Revenge of the Sith version. Another one needed to finish the 96. Yeah, I love this guy. He's one of my first favorites. I guess he's kind of a Glupshido, I guess, droid.
Yeah.
But
well, it showed up in Ahsoka. So
yes, he's shown it. Ahsoka, Clone Wars, plenty of stuff. Return of the Jedi, he's all over the place. And plenty of new media. And Rogue One, they can do a repaint for that character. He's a beloved droid. Maybe not as action-packed as something like, say, the Inquisitors. We just doubled our TVC Inquisitorius with Marek and the 11th Brother. We're still waiting for someone. Number 39, the second sister Inquisitor.
There she is.
Making her sixth bracket appearance, another six-timer.
Yep.
She has ranked 25, 25, 30, 24, and 23. This is her lowest ranking so far. The Black Series sculpt has been waiting since 2019 to get shrunk down for TVC. But, still on the bracket.
It's interesting she's dropping a bit. I think, in part, I suppose, it is because people are moving on to other things and people, again, get fed up of asking for the same thing over and over and over. I mean, she's been on my list now for multiple years, and come on, just get her out of the way, Hasbro. Just get her out the way and done. But then we do need that Cal Kestis to go with her.
Yeah, we need Cal with her. And
yeah, 'cause they did a better job of building out Survivor than Fallen Order, at least with some troopers and stuff. But we got Cal and Marin at least. But still want her, still need her.
Yep, absolutely.
We've been, compared to some of these, waiting since 2019 doesn't seem like that long ago. I mean, for some of these, we've been waiting way longer. Like 2018. Like 2018. Kira Kessel, number 38.
Yeah,
so
man.
She did miss the first year's. Yes. Yeah, she's been on your. Has she been on your list every year?
Certainly for the last good few years. Yeah, I don't know about all 6 years, but yeah, certainly. Okay. Yeah.
So she missed the first bracket at 70, but then has been on every year since then at 42, 57, 41, 31. We need her in with the beautiful red cape she wears on Kessel, and as I always say, she opens the jacket, she closes the jacket, she changes pants to a skirt, so they can do a couple different versions from the tooling of one figure, all based around sort of her Kessel look. Kira is the key to all of this.
And it's crazy, really, when you think that TVC is kind of like the pinnacle 3.75, and yet we don't have any version of her at all as a character. We should have something to celebrate her at least.
Yeah. 5 POA has her Corellia version and a Vandor 1 version, which is similar to this. But
oops, looks like we got Lewis frozen. He was so excited that he froze himself in carbonite.
Am I? I'm not. I'm still coming through loud and clear, right?
Yes, I think at least to me. So
okay.
Am I?
So,
are we good?
Yes,
I
hear you. Lewis he froze. Lewis, come back. But I was making my segue. Kira is the key to all of this. Just like Key Adimundi, number 37.
Yes.
Making his fourth appearance. He ranked 62, then 43, then 49, now 37, his highest ranking yet. He is needed for this year's Battle of Geonosis theme. And I know, Evan, I know you love the Jedi. So a lot of fake fans got upset a couple years ago. Fake ass, know nothing. Fake fans got upset when his age was retconned from Legends a couple years ago. But the true Ki-Adi-Mundi heads, and he's got a good head, we know that he's had a lot about him retconned over the years. I think Lewis is back right in the middle of the Ki-Adi. Ki-Adi convo, you only missed one. Welcome back. But, so true Ki-Adi heads know he's had a lot about him retconned over the years. His lightsaber color, his rank when he joined the Jedi Council or when he was on the Jedi Council, his number of wives. I mean, he used to have so many wives. He was a real man's man, a real alpha. So if he's the alpha, where's Omega? She's right here at number 36.
Everybody applaud that. That is that's why you tune into this show. That's why we're here. John, yes.
I was happy with that one. I cackled with that one when I wrote it. But Omega is another fourth timer. She was number 52 in 2022, the year after she was revealed to the world in the Bad Batch. She fell down to 84 in 23, and then she's been 49, 21, and now 36. Still waiting on her. Still waiting on all the rest of the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like Hasbro is in a mad dash to make any of them, to make the rest of them. Speaking of a mad dash, number 35, Dash Rendar, recently voted the worst Star Wars character ever in a poll run by me, asking only me. But apparently some of you like him enough to get him onto the bracket for 3 times. This is his third bracket appearance. His highest ranking after being 107, 69, 83, then finally joining the bracket at 53, then 43, now 35. As I said, he too now has a Black Series sculpt that was seemingly based off of his Galaxy of Heroes look, which I've reflected on this image now, which always makes me think of one of the guys from Lost. But
yeah, Sawyer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Are you guys excited about Dash? Do you want Dash?
I don't mind the character. I mean, I actually those Shadows of the Empire Power Force 2 figures is kind of partly when I jump back into collecting actually. So I have a little bit of nostalgic pull to those.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't. It's not something that I'm clambering for, but again, it's when the Black Series get figures, people kind of jump on, don't they? Why don't we have that kind of thing? So
yeah.
Well, and John, you asked a very important question there is, do you want them? Yes. My answer to that is I want them all.
Of course.
Yes, I want them all. But yeah, like Lewis, this is not one that's even within sniffing distance of my priorities. But I do think it would be a really cool action figure. I do have a hint of nostalgia for it. And I know there's a lot of, obviously he's on the bracket. There's a lot of demand for him. So it's nothing to shake a stick at. I think that's important.
Yes.
So.
People say they love the Prince Charming look from Shrek for this guy. Maybe not. But I want them to do like real feel shoulder pads so they're like soft when you touch them.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Some tactile feel. But any of the old farts who still want his Hildebrandt look are probably right now saying to their screens, "Damn you kids, get off my lawn." Speaking of lawn, it's Jackie Lawn, number 34.
Yes.
Didn't even know that was a segue, did you, Evan? She ranked 47 last year. This is her second time on the bracket since she was only a character.
And she went up?
2 years. She went up, if you can believe that.
It's good.
So now that we have the stranger and most of the main cast, at least, Jackie would really help round out the main crew from the Acolyte.
Yeah.
And
I don't ask for much. I know people just love to revel in how much they hate stuff. Good for you. Like, I just need... I'm asking for just one figure, and then we can put it to bed. Just one more, and then I'll leave it alone.
Well, two. I'd take a Kanaka as well.
Yeah, for sure. But come on.
Just two.
Yeah.
yes, but at least I think Jackie, for sure.
And her tooling would be very useful for plenty of other stuff, like our iconic PT Jedi, very iconic, like Baltar Swan, every household name. But yeah, stuff like that for Legends Leia, for Jaina Solo from the EU, a bunch of new Jedi Order characters, even probably some kind of, Jedi Leia, whatever. This would be great. So.
As Rob Chewbacca Toy says, I watched The Acolyte twice, and the second time I liked it a ton more. Give it a chance, people.
So did I. Yeah.
And if it's not for you, that's fine too.
There'll be another Star Wars right around the corner.
Yep.
So, all right, let's and I'll say Merrick would have ranked between Dash and Jackie on the bracket if he was still in. Let's move from not my best segue, but from a Jedi to a bounty hunter. They can't all be over the top puns, folks. But number 33, it's Bossk.
Yes,
making his third time. He previously ranked 44 and 41, now 34. So it's again ranked a little higher.
So Bossk and Bossk
Yes.
and Bossk both on the bracket. It's interesting.
And I do wonder if Bossk was named as like a Bossk reference because somebody noticed they wore the same outfit. But Bossk, Bossk, and the unidentified but iconic Cantina Spaceman number 2.
AKA Cantina Dude.
Yes. They all share the same flight suit, though I chose not to combine votes for them since, as you see, Bossk and Bossk had no trouble making it onto the bracket themselves. Some of the people who voted for the Spaceman also voted for one of the other Spaceman ranked around 82. So, if you make one, you can make all three, but they do share, there would be some significant new tooling between Bossk and the human guys with their, they don't have the arms and legs of Bossk. But, so we did, last got him almost 20 years ago at this point, in 2007. But Black Series has a beautiful sculpt, and we need him in TVC. So, how about another Empire Strikes Back character? Making it, we'll just say, I'll pause the segue for hello, McFly.
Yes, he writes, we just hit 10 of my choice figures. Let's celebrate, my nerds. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
So we're almost at the halfway point. We'll take a breather at that point. But first, let's do one more Empire Strikes Back character, making it onto the bracket for the first time ever, though not a character who's unfamiliar to the bracket. It's Luke Skywalker in his Bespin fatigues at number 32.
Much needed.
Yep, I am fatigued by needing to ask for this.
So he ranked 80 last year, so he's been near the bracket. But Hasbro already made this guy in a vintage card twice, in 2007 and 2010. Repainted the 2010 figure in 2020, making him look like Sloth, as Evan says. None are exactly right. I know the 2010 figure was an apology for the 2007 figure, and they needed an even bigger apology for that one. Yeah. But I think maybe the newly sculpted Black Series, the damaged Bespin dual figure helped boost him a little bit this year. I am using the alternate Kinner card image here to personally campaign for getting that card in TVC if and when they update Bespin Luke.
Yeah, and again, we got the New Hope Luke this year, last year. So it's the obvious, let's move on now to Bespin and do this figure. And to be honest, growing up, the Bespin outfit was always my favorite. It was always the Kenner figure I played with the most. And I've always thought that's a great look. But yeah, we've never had a really great figure of him, to be honest.
Yeah.
Now we got a great Tatooine Luke.
Yeah.
And Tatooine Luke is great, but when I was a kid, I would use Jedi Luke as my sort of main hero Luke. But I know like Bespin and Jedi Luke, there is more action-oriented looks. So
yeah. This is probably one of my favorite Lukes too. Same, I would use him as my Luke stand-in whenever I was playing with toys. Is always the Bespin Luke was the one I would always default to. But yeah, I think we were talking about it the other day, and that kind of the A New Hope main's out of the way, and if they just did move on to Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, just to update Han, Leia, and Luke. It's like 2.5 new figures that they'd have to commit to each, for each batch, and Luke's legs would be useful for several things. And, they could reuse this body to do an updated Jason Solo if they wanted to keep on the Legends train. I know the Black Series, their version of Luke from the Thrawn trilogy, the Black Series version used the Bespin Luke legs, I think, with Obi-Wan Kenobi body or something. But yeah, it could go far. This is so cool.
Yes. And I saw, I've seen people mentioning some of these in the comments as well as, Dagobah Luke uses the same pants, of course.
Yeah.
I still want the open jacket version from where on Dagobah for 2 seconds. That's what that's where my mind's at. I need my 2-second versions that have never been made.
Yeah.
But
do a Kenner Colorways version with a yellow lightsaber, as my Star Wars guys writes.
Maybe after we get the main one. Sure, why not?
Yeah. After you get the real one first. Yeah. Duh.
Yes. And Tanith says, yes, we have Dagobah Luke arms. Anyway, I'll say while we're on the Bespin topic, next year, I should have made a point. Next year, I need everybody to be much more specific on which Bespin Leia they're voting for. She didn't make the bracket, I'll say that. Since we have Bespin Escape and Bespin Gown. Both already exist in TVC, though both could do with an upgrade, I would say. But I guess we're at the halfway point. How's everybody feeling? You feeling good so far about this? This bracket's looking?
Yeah, man. There's a lot of new faces on the bracket, and some stuff that I'm hyped. And like Bespin Luke, not on my top 25. Almost was, and something that I really want and I think would be, dumb not to have in the line soon. So
yeah, I agree. There's a few certainly ticked off of my list, but as you know, I generally lean more towards the new before redo when I'm picking them. But just looking through things like, again, Bespin Luke, the Endor Leia, the Ewok Leia, I think there's figures like that which are well overdue, being redone, and so I think I'm glad to see those on there. To be fair.
Yeah, nice.
I've been so excited by all this, John, that I have forgotten to take notes on our top 25 performances because I'm so curious, and all your transitions also have me waiting with bated breath for what ridiculous stuff is going to come falling out of your mouth. So,
or was it? Kiwi Man. What's up, Jason? He said, "I thought counting votes was time consuming, but it's clear John worked just as hard on his segues." Yes. So, all right. Here's another segue then. How about on that note?
Hit us.
It's clear. It's fair to say, when it comes to main characters, we would like to see them updated to modern standards. You know what else we'd like to see? Well, I would like to see the client returning for his 5th time, since he barely missed the first year at 67, then ranked 15, then settled down to 18, 26, 33, now 31. I know his rallying cry has been becoming something of a meme in the Black Series community, but honestly, we do need the client.
Yeah.
He goes with our Navarro Cantina, helps complete our Season 1 Mandalorian displays centered around the Razor Crest. So, absolutely.
And he just looks great as a villain as well. I just think he's a really good villain. I think he was a great choice of actor, great character, and we're seeing another Warlord, aren't we, in the new movie? So again, it would be nice to have a little Imperial Warlords, some remnant Warlords in our collection.
Working with Moff Gideon.
I bet if they made him, his tooling could probably be, some of it could be reused for some of these other Warlords that we see kind of popping up in Shadow Council and all that.
Maybe,
yeah. And plus, man, it's Werner Herzog, man. It's Werner Herzog.
They can do a 2-pack of him and Martin Scorsese's Zelen.
Yes.
Or not, Ardenian character from the Mandalorian movie.
Oh, that's so stupid. It would be so fun. I want that. That's the kind of stupid that hits me right in the chest.
Bring back the Comtech chips.
Yes.
we know what's going on John's top 25 next year. Then,
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, Marty Scorsese, is number
yeah.
one. Sorry, Simalu.
Eyebrows the Ardenian, whatever his name is. So, another Mandalorian figure needed to complete a different HasLab, the Cantina, of course. Iconic Cantina Mandalorian figure. EV-99, I think she might have been in another movie too. Also played by Mark Hamill, at least in The Mandalorian. Making her 6th bracket appearance. Just kidding, we know she's from Return of the Jedi, of course. She ranked 62, then 43, 48, 51, 45, now her highest ever, ranking at 30. Hasn't been updated in almost 30 years. Oof. And has famously never had elbows and probably never will, but we love her and we want her all the same. Yeah. She did, however, famously have an articulated jaw on the Kinner figure. So now, for a figure with no jaw at all, Darth Malik, number 29.
There we go.
Making his... I was like, how do I connect these two? Oh, yeah, okay. But third time on the bracket, he ranked 31 and 32 the past 2 years, so he's around the same, a little higher. 30th anniversary collection got him in 2007. Black Series got him in 2023, based on the redesign for the Knights of the Old Republic remake. That is definitely, totally, 100% still really happening.
Man, I think our odds of getting this figure in TVC are higher than that game ever coming out.
Very likely. I mean, the TVC Darth Revan went over very well. This guy could probably do similarly.
Yeah, that's amazing that they didn't, that Revan, and they just recently, it's I think only been over the past like several months that it's kind of hit fan channel again in terms of availability. They did a rerun of that Revan. Very popular, super exciting. People were stoked about it. It was hot on the secondary market when it sold out and was hard to get. They underproduced it the first time around. Why did they not immediately just be like, oh yeah, that sold well, let's make a follow-up to that? But
I don't know. I think didn't they also do a second run of Malik in the Black Series recently? I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's I think currently available again, and that figure's really nice. I'm jealous.
And do you care which version they do? I see people asking in the comments.
No.
Original or new?
No. It's essentially, it's spiritually supposed to be the same thing anyway. It's like,
as we all know, with the AT-AT driver, slight differences.
Yeah.
We can't abide them.
Yeah.
So we didn't get him in 2023. Probably should have. Something we also didn't get in 2023, but probably should have, is the Indoor Rebel Commando.
Yes.
Number 28.
False on there somewhere. I think he's championing these this year and did last year. So
we have the background from this image in our collection.
Yeah.
We have the background. We don't have the character. What?
Yeah, a big missing piece for our indoor bunker playsets from a couple years ago, from the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. So this is his third time. He ranked 64, then 46, now 28. So getting higher and higher. He did join TVC in the second wave back in 2010, but he is long overdue for an upgrade. I did a deep dive on their costumes back for Return of the Jedi 40th and found they share the same pants, the different commandos across, and they have on indoor, and they have different combinations of a vest, a trench coat, or a jacket that matches the pants, which people think is a jumpsuit, but they are wrong. Meaning Hasbro could, use a lot of the same tooling to get out multiple versions of the figure. Yes, thank you, Cliff. Not a jumpsuit version. So
and we still don't have any Rebel figures with decent articulation, right? I mean,
they're all swivel
hips. Yeah,
from all the original trilogy.
The Rebels really need an upgrade.
Yeah. I misspoke when I said we don't have it in our collections. We do. We have the old one. It's fine. But yes, like you know what I mean in terms of a
good one.
A good one. Yeah.
I can pose like this guy
and the Black Series did that great one with the face swap, didn't they? Where you could actually,
that was so smart.
It's a really decent figure as well.
Yeah. They did that with the Hoth one too, with the swappable base plates,
right.
and that's a smart way to do it, man. So
both good figures that I would love to see shrunk down to TVC.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy's a big missing piece from our Return of the Jedi collections. Another one missing from our Return of the Jedi displays, especially Jabba's palace and the sail barge. You know her, you love her. You've all read the sheet of Shasa Teal, number 27. That's from the page out of the Book of Boba Fett. So she is so iconic and distracting that Kinner had to airbrush her head out of the Jedi Knight Luke card back so she wouldn't pull focus away from that other guy on the card.
Ooh.
This is her, but she is on the Vintage Collection Luke card back. This is her 5th time on the bracket. She ranked 40, then 58, then 39, then 37. Now jumping 10 spots up to 27.
Cool.
Good place.
Yeah. Yes, and as people have mentioned, We now have her legs thanks to the Snowtrooper Commander, so the rest of her is barely an inconvenience at all. She'd make a great partial tool if they ever decide to make her. So,
Definitely.
yes, I have absolutely no segue for this because I don't know how to get there, but we love him, we want him. Number 26, the Jedi Temple Guard. Ranked, I could have done a Gamorrean Guard joke or something, but anyway, he ranked 50, then 54, 52, 61, 25, now 24. Often performed very well on the bracket, especially in the first few years, way outclassing his ranking. So, of course, Hasbro saw how much we wanted him, and they added him to the Black Series. Not at all frustrating and annoying and hurting TVC collector morale when you guys do stuff like that. We love you, but please just put him in the line.
That's a hard pill to swallow.
And again, we point this out every time, but that 5PLA version just sells for insane amounts of money on the secondary market. It shows how much people want that figure. Even at 5PLA, they're prepared to pay that sort of price. So
yes, and I would buy multiples, and they could do a Rebels version because some of the different. Doesn't have the hood and stuff, and they could do a Grand Inquisitor version. There's plenty they could do with it.
That's how they could do the true version, the Rebels version of the Grand Inquisitors. They could tool up the new elongated head and just pop it on that body, and then there you go, off to the races.
It's not like Hasbro has a habit of continually, taking contestants from our bracket, putting them in Black Series. They wouldn't do that, would they? Anyway, here's number 25, Savage Press. Yes, they would. Of course they would, and they do, sadly. But he ranked 54, then 53, 49, 30, 20, now 25. So right in between the last 2 years' rankings. Is the only remaining member of the first tournament's Elite 8 that hasn't been made after Ventress was made last year.
Yeah.
Steve Evans mentioned they're currently designing 2027 products. They're currently planning 2028 projects. He mentioned that on Instagram, which just so happens to be 2028, just so happens to be the 20th anniversary of the Clone Wars series, even though we had like the fake 20th anniversary for the general concept of the Clone Wars a few years ago, where we got 3 figures from the wrong show. Anyway, they were cool figures. That would be the perfect time for some long-requested Clone Wars characters like this guy, like the Jedi Temple Guard, maybe. Quite frankly, watching some of these characters join the Black Series and not TVC hurts. It makes me say, ow. Just like number 24, Ben Solo from Exegol. Yes. Bring me Ben Solo.
Yes. Yes.
How is he positioned compared to previous years, John?
So previously he ranked, this is his 6th time, he previously ranked 34, then he dropped down a little bit to 45, 46, 46 again, 48. Now this is his highest ranking ever. Yes. Evan's got the lightsaber, but we don't have the figure. Bring me Ben Solo, 6 years. A lot of people in the comments.
Do what Lucasfilm will not, Hasbro. Yes. Bring us Ben Solo. Do it. Do it.
So speaking of extreme disappointment, the hunt for Ben Solo might never be coming to theaters, but the hunt for Ben Solo continues in TVC. I would have to think that, the news coming out about that kind of helped move him up a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
But, he couldn't possibly come back after dying. Anyway, stay tuned for the Darth Maul show that's about to come out. I hope you like the Boba Fett show and the Palpatine movie and the Asajj Ventress cartoon. And, anyway. Can't have a Ben Solo movie, though.
God, I hate my life. I hate my life so much.
Anyway.
So, Ben Solo.
Yeah, I can hear
375's comment there.
Sorry, Evan. We just don't see how he could be a figure. Lucasfilm probably. Boo.
Lucasfilm was fully on board. Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni, top to bottom. Everybody at Lucasfilm was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then Bob Iger said, "I don't think it can happen." And thank God he's retiring soon. So I don't know.
The real villain of it all.
Yes, seriously.
I mean, I'm really hoping, just with all of the talent behind that, the energy, the actual interest and passion from the people involved to make that. I really hope that ends up back on the table at some point sooner rather than later.
Seriously.
Yeah. What even is dying?
They had a full script. They had a director attached instead of announcing 5 movies in one go and then saying, actually, just kidding, we couldn't really figure it out. Yeah. They had a movie ready to go, ready to be made.
Crazy.
Every time I think about that movie, I throw up and cry.
So Hasbro, can we at least get him in the vintage collection? As I said, I know Brandon put him on his Black Series Most Wanted lists. Yeah. So, I know you're thinking about him. I know you're thinking about it. Yeah. Do it.
Yeah, because that's the thing. He doesn't exist anywhere, does he?
No.
As a figure, as an
There's a Funko Pop
which
of
I think
him.
was last year or 2 years ago. Right?
Last year, the year before, and I think we've talked about it before, but they didn't even call him Ben Solo. They called him Kylo Ren. Whoops. But yeah, I'm
Close enough. At least we got it. Tape
that's
it
fine.
over.
Even if you don't like the movie, I don't care. I don't care. I need this.
Yes.
I need this so much.
I see people saying they'd rather have a Ben Solo prequel. I'd take it. I'd take anything is fine. Anything is great.
Yeah.
I'm sure I see a lot of love for Ben Solo in the comments, but I know somewhere I'm sure I can hear the old farts complaining in other comment sections saying we need something, enough of the new. We need something iconic and classic, not a new character played by an accomplished and beloved actor like Adam Driver. Something more like Othello, number 23.
Oh, 23. Wow.
23, if you can believe that.
Wow.
Some
Dumps
people
like a truck and right there.
Truck. Some people say Othello. Some people say Athelo. I say he's a pain in my asshole. This is
I almost did a spit take. Thanks, man.
Clementine. Sorry. Haven't you got it?
Yep. Clementine V3U. Thank you for the good vibes, boys.
Hope I didn't
thank you.
just ruin it with that joke, but yes, he first time on the bracket after ranking number 87 last year, so he has been in the top 100 a few times, I believe. He stands near Cisvit in the original UK footage, but as with him, you can barely see him in the final footage. You can kind of see his back in some of them. As with some of the others, for this character, I combined votes for Othello, Onelco, the Colonel, Solomahal, because these guys used to be called Solomahal, even though Solomahal is now the one in the holiday special, and the generic Cantina Lutrillian, as we outlined in the guidelines, though I made sure to remove duplicate votes if somebody had multiples on their list. I don't think most people did.
Sorry, I just had to highlight this comment. Tops 375. Average screen time for all the bracket characters combined is going to hit about 2 minutes total.
But it's great if we can get to the point in the collecting world where the figures we're asking for are stuff that is our background characters. Then we know we're getting there. We're getting where we want to be. Because it's when we've got a whole 64 list full of main characters that we shouldn't be asking for. So it's great to see characters like this get in there. And again, it's an alien we don't have. Bring them on.
Still desperately need a lot of new Cantina characters for the Cantina. And like I said, a few years ago, we were asking for Luke and Leia and Han and the main characters of Rebels and the main characters of the prequels. Now we've gotten them or are getting them, which is fantastic. So now we can look towards some of these other characters. And like I said, the other Cantina characters came out, have been made. So now we need some new ones to go on the bracket. We need more Glup Shitos for our Cantina HasLabs for the Return of the Tatooine theme from last year. He has a big backyard. He really does. Of course, we also need more Glup Shitos for this year's theme, the Battle of Geonosis. And yes, he is a Glup Shito, but he is number 22 and he is Plo Koon.
There
we
you
love
go.
him. This is his fourth time on the bracket. He was number 41 on the first year, and then he slipped off for 2 years at 91 and 78, then came back on at 34, 30, and now 22. A lot of cake.
Yeah.
Black Series just got his Clone Wars version, which I completely missed because I was actually doing work or probably thinking about this instead. I was working that day. But and a TVC one could lead to multiple versions like the Clone Wars version, Jedi Power Battles. We need him. We need his actual accurate neck piece, which the Black Series at least the first version, did not get. It'd be awesome. Yeah.
I need to do another Looney Tunics. I'm sure everybody's like, oh yeah, please do more of that.
We need more. We do need more.
Yeah, I'll do some more because again, I talked about it when we had Stacey Teen pop up on the bracket and this, and Kelleran. They really are just several key pieces of tooling away from just being able to make infinite Jedi, making all the Jedi, not Rey, all the Jedi actually.
But yes, I will say, while we're not on that topic, while we're on a completely different topic, we have over 200 people watching. So thank you everybody for watching right now.
Yes, thank you.
Go like and subscribe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be a good YouTuber if I didn't say that.
Yes, subscribe, and also just again shout out to be sure to subscribe to Bossk's Bounty as well while you're here on YouTube, so that you can watch John talk about all this stuff all over again tomorrow. So
yes, and hit our link tree for everything you need from the bracket shortly after we wrap up the stream. There you go.
And John, can I just say you're getting a lot of sticks for calling him a glup. So
thank you. I know. I
think
knew that'd be controversial. He's
Yeah.
he's a prequel Glup that just got a little more extra love over the following years.
Yeah.
Because
You mean
he was
that guy
Dave
that
Filoni's
has no
favorite Glup.
lines in an entire trilogy?
I do think it's funny. I've seen comments of people like, we've had enough, Cantina Glups. We need some of these really important, iconic characters like the Arena Jedi. And I'm like, my friend,
Yeah.
different shades of the same color.
Yeah.
But different.
Instead of holding a drink, he's holding a lightsaber. There's no difference otherwise.
This is more my speed of Glup and those made up like producers assistants that pop in the background of Geonosis with made up names. That's my kind of Glup. Love that.
Hey, he has
I'm the same. They're all the same.
He has lines in 3 episodes of a cartoon. Is not the argument you think it is, my friend. But I love you all. I love you all.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about another character for the Battle of Geonosis, even though they weren't present in the film, but rather they were on Geonosis in a classic video game where they debuted, the Clone Commando, the Republic Commando. This is the 3rd time on the bracket, ranked 52, then 34, then now 21. And again, like I've said before, I condensed if somebody voted for one Clone Commando, that counted for him. So whether it was Gregor, the Clone Wars version of Gregor, because I separated the Rebels version, or Delta Squad, or any of those characters. And I made sure not to, I looked at your list. If you had one, I used that one. I discarded the other votes. So just put one. But yes, we don't want the Hunter Sculpt used on this guy, but we do want him in the line.
They're another one that's always sort of sneaks into the bracket, aren't they? And always seems to do fairly well, gets that support, which, again, they deserve to be there. But it's not one you immediately think of. But then when they're in the mix, you start to think, oh, actually, that figure would be good.
Yeah, and now that we have like a perfect Phase 1 and 2 Clone Trooper, we need some other guys like this, like Clone Commando. High mileage sculpt indeed.
Yep.
So, all right, how about another character who wasn't in Attack of the Clones, but Legends says was tearing it up at the Battle of Geonosis? Just a second. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather. Or am I? It's General Grievous, number 20. This is his second. That actually hurt my throat. Second time on the bracket. He was 55 last year. He rose really high to 20.
Sleep, isn't it?
I expected someone with your reputation to be a little higher. On the
So we are in the top 20 officially, everybody. We're in the end game now. But Grievous was, of course, released in TVC in 2010, based on a Legacy Collection sculpt from a couple years prior.
Yeah.
Black Series got a really nice sculpt of him a couple years, like 2019, I think. But yes, he'd be awesome.
That's a tough figure. The one that exists, every time I grab it to pose it, I'm frustrated because it doesn't even have pegs on the feet to put it on a stand so that you can balance it. That's wild. That's wild. You make an unbalanced figure that can't stand, and then you don't put a peg hole in it for it to be. Oh, that's cruel. That's
it could
so
be good
cruel.
on have like a figure stand, kind of like the new ATRT or something. But
yeah. So a new one would be great, especially with just what they're able to do now. So although them elbows,
yes, from someone who doesn't have, he has his eyes, he has his heart, he has his lungs. He doesn't have a lot of his body left. So from someone who doesn't have much of his body left to someone who has no problem showing off what his mama gave him, is Fozek.
There we
number
go.
19.
There we go.
So nips out, boys. Fozek is on the breath. Yeah, he's
all the unks we lost. We got him back. Yeah. We got him back. They're here for this.
This is his 5th time on the bracket. He ranked 62, then 55, 47, 40, now 19. He keeps on moving up.
Freak for Fozek.
Yes, he is the identified shirtless male. But he is another figure that could help fill out Jabba's palace and the sail barge, and could be mostly reused for that unidentified shirtless male that we all know and love from the second skiff. I know we've talked about it before, and Miko, we've talked about it. He has legs that are not quite the same as like Skiffguard Lando. I know he uses a lot of Skiffguard Lando armor parts, even though Lando's like actually wearing a shirt. I'm sure Billy D. Williams saw that costume. He's like, yeah, I'm wearing a shirt. Number 16 on Last Figure Standing, so 19 on this year's bracket. Because who am I thinking of? Joruus had legs that were sculpted that kind of look like his Skiffguard's legs. I think they were Skiffguard Lando's legs because Black Series used Skiffguard Lando's legs for Joruus. Then TVC just sculpted new legs for him. Anyway, maybe they could reason for Fozek. That's what some of us thought, but they're not 100% accurate. I don't know how else we're going to get Fozek in the line, but hopefully we get him before the line goes tits up. It's another nipple joke for everybody. But so now for another character who's totally only wanted because they're well written and interesting, and not at all because of her looks. I could make a lot of other jokes that I won't make. But it's number 18, Mara Jade, last year's champion.
She's back.
The champion of many older Hasbro fan polls. This is her third appearance on the bracket after she won last year, when she was ranked 17. Now she's ranked 18. Previously, she was ranked 58. So she would go nicely with the Heir to the Empire set we got last year. And, she is very wanted by characters who want to focus on legends.
Yeah, and if you think I suck because I had a Ben Solo lightsaber, back there as well, I have the Mara Jade lightsaber as well. So you can like multiple things at the same time. It's great.
I think I like it all, everybody. I'm making jokes, but I like it all.
Yeah.
Hasbro give us that great Heir to the Empire set, and it's brilliant. But now we want to build around it a bit more, don't we? And the Mara Jade we've got is just shocking. I mean, that head is just terrible. So you can see why people, all of a sudden jump on and say, right, she's gone from 58 up to there last year. It's obvious because people all of a sudden want to build that collection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's essential, man. And we sent the message last year as well of like this is what we want, man. Like,
and people sent the message when they voted her as the winner of the official Hasbro poll in 2011, which beget the 2013 figure with it kind of looks like this hair, but like times 10.
Yeah.
She really. She hit the salon that morning. Give us Mara Tamara. I love it.
Mara Tamara. Yep.
People that want to focus on legends, she's very important to them. And as a wise man once taught us, your focus determines your reality. That was, of course, Qui-Gon Jinn, number 17.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another third time.
Terrible heads, you should have said, John.
Yeah.
Because again, he's probably got one of the worst heads in TVC.
That is true.
Yep.
There's something about. I'll make a joke offline about that topic, but we don't need to go there. But yes, another terrible head sculpt. But another third timer on the bracket. He ranked 37, then 35, and now rose to number 17.
Yep.
Yes, and he had another character in TVC thanks to a legacy collection sculpt that was never great to begin with and is now quite outdated. But now, for a character we don't have in 3.75 inches at all, we've been wanting for him. Making his 6th bracket appearance. Lewis, you know him, you love him. It's Dryden Voss.
There he is.
And he's
Number
up 2 spaces as well.
He's up 2 spaces. Indeed, yes. He started at 37 and 36, 38, 25, 18, now 16. His highest appearance ever on the bracket. Yes, the rise of Dryden. Will we see him in Maul Shadowlord? He was in Clone Wars for 1 second. I know. Paul Bettany's on Disney Plus's speed dial for all the Vision stuff he's doing. So why not get him in the booth for an hour and do some Maul lines too?
Yeah,
but
so glad he's made it again. I mean, again, he's just one of those characters we need, and we say it all the time, don't we? We almost had him.
Yep.
And when Black Series got him, it was just a real kick in the teeth, I'll say. And
yep.
I always expected him, and he just never came. And I know it's hard, because it's like, how do you now get a character like this into the line so far after the film's been and gone? We haven't seen the character again since. But it is the 10th anniversary coming up in 2028. And, I know Steve Evans did say recently they are now planning for 2028. So, a bit of love. We've got Kira there as well. So get Dryden and Kira 2-pack, 2028. And then at least we'll have a team of, well, not the entire team from Solo, but at least we'll have some core characters at least.
There's a couple other repaints they can do. They can, do Han with a photoreal face now with his Numidian Prime outfit with the black shirt from later on in the movie. We don't need to go down the rabbit hole now, but there's plenty they can do. Yeah. We are getting, the dad bod droid DDBD in the Disney Parks line, so it's not completely off the table.
Yeah.
That's fun.
But, so how about now let's move to a character who is in 5 POA, but not any collector line, is Two Tubes.
Nice.
This is his 4th time on the bracket. He placed exactly where he did last year at 15, but first he was 35, then 20, now 15 2 years in a row. Seen in Rogue One, Rebels, Solo, and Andor. And as we mentioned in the guidelines, we combined different votes for Edrio and Benthic. Ideally, and again, if you voted for one, that counted. If you voted for both, I got rid of the other vote. Ideally, if we got one, we get both. They are the Tognath Tonikas, if you will. He is a Tognath, which I know nobody knows, but just to underline the joke. It's the 10th anniversary of Rogue One. We're still waiting for a couple key characters. A couple key characters like Bodhi Rook.
Yes.
Look, cargo pilot. This is his 6th time on the bracket. He was 35, then 38, then 28, 23, 16, now 14. Also his highest appearance ever on the bracket. He joined Black Series 5 years later than the rest of the crew in 2021. So almost as much time has passed between Rogue One coming out and Bodhi joining the line very late as the time that passed between Bodhi joining TBS and now. So, I don't know. Does Hasbro ever care about anniversaries? Doesn't seem like it, but I want Bodhi Rook. We need Bodhi Rook.
Yeah, Sorry,
I know you love him, Evan. I know.
I've talked a lot about this character in years past. I can measure milestones in my life at this point by how much I've had to talk about him for 10 years. So,
yes.
Yeah, this is one that is just criminal.
See Bodhi Rook. Well, the Borg Gullet 2-pack, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was just, as well, when we got Chirrut, we all kind of thought, oh, yeah, we got Chirrut. Yep. We've got this amazing Chirrut as well. He's a really good figure. We must be getting the other figures. And everyone just kind of assumed a little bit, didn't they, that we would at least round off with a Bodhi and a Bates. Yeah. And then, again, here we are.
Yeah. Remember when we got...
6 years later.
Yeah, remember we got Hunter and we were like, well, surely now the Bad Batch is coming.
Yeah.
We are now... Yeah, we are now farther away from when Chirrut was added to the line than from Rogue One to Chirrut joining the line, and it was 5 years, and Chirrut joining the line to now is 6 years. So it's just insane.
Oh my god!
But
oh my god!
Let's keep these Rogue One and Andor vibes going. I'm feeling the love. I'm feeling the love for this little corner of the Gilroy verse, if you will. But we've had one of these characters on the bracket already. How about let's double our fun with Mon Mothma Senate speech version.
Yes.
We've had one or the other Mon Mothma on the bracket for a few years now, but this year we have both. Her Andor Season 1 appearance ranked 36 in 2023, 32 in 2024, then fell to 66 last year. This year, her Gorman Senate speech version got the most unique votes and was combined with generic Mon Mothma votes where I couldn't tell which version they meant or meant any version. That's why I was alluding to that earlier a little bit. But this outfit and her white outfit that was done in the Black Series both have the same dress underneath it and either a white shawl or a blue coat over it. So one version could get us a couple uses. They could do, Cassian's coat over that if they really want to do an escape version. But yeah, feeling the Andor love. But who knew that a character with 10 seconds of screen time over 40 years ago would be one of the most compelling stars of a prestige drama on TV one day?
Oh, here we
it's
are.
Arranged, but great character from Andor. Yeah, that's Star Wars. That's Star Wars, baby.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, I want this real bad. This is so good.
So great Andor character, right up there with number 12, Clea Markey.
Yes,
making her bracket debut. I know she was also on Last Figure Standing recently.
Yeah, I was curious to know where she'd come actually, because Last Figure Standing she did very well off the heels, didn't she, of Andor? And obviously. It's been a bit of time now. You sort of wonder, are people still going to put her on there? But yeah, it's good to see. Yep.
So, and for her, most specific votes were for her antiquities dealer look. Though I sort of think she wears similar pants and boots for most of her look, or at least a similar fit. I know people were pushing for the tight pants version, but you creeps didn't push well enough, I guess. So. Again, if they did one, maybe they could theoretically use parts for multiple versions, though God knows we won't even get one. So anyway, Clea is on the bracket now, which is cool to see.
Yeah, that's good.
So, Clea and Mon Mothma both had some great scenes this year around the Senate. So it's only natural that on the bracket they'll be, on the rankings, they'll be near the Senate himself. I am the Senate. Chancellor Palpatine, Jedi Arrest, is ranked at number 11 this year. It's the third time on the bracket. He made the top 100 the first few years he was ranked. 97, 82, 72, then 40, 28. Now his highest ranking ever at 11.
Wow.
Probably got a boost after joining the Black Series to thunderous applause.
Inaccurately, but yes.
Inaccurately, yes. And I know, we have had long conversations about... I think so where did we net out? I think he's wearing like ankle boots.
Yeah, he's wearing slacks and little like ankle dress boots.
So they're not just slip-on shoes, but they're also not, because they reused the Book of Boba Fett legs for him.
Basically Lando's legs then, are they?
I think they
Would
could
you
work.
say
Yeah.
so?
Yeah.
Lando doesn't have
He
rocker
hasn't got
ankles,
rockers, has
but
he?
Yeah.
but
So. And this is a character that would need rockers because guess what? He's in a lightsaber fight. He needs to be able to hit
Yes.
those poses. And yeah, and they need to do characters to go with him for that fight. If they don't, boo, shame on you. Like that. Yeah, that's something that we need.
yes. And I see Tops375 says, I missed the impression. So are you asking me to do it? There you go. That's all you get for now. But it's hurting my throat after the grievous cough. But you know, I don't know about the soft goods on the Black Series figure or some of the inaccuracies. Whoever signed off on that one must have been huffing some serious Rhydonium, just like number 10, Saw
Yeah.
Gerrera.
There it is.
He's here. He's ready to fight. I need to save my voice for that.
Yeah.
But so we are in the top 10 now, and this is his 6th bracket appearance. He ranked 52, 50, 15, 19, 13, now 10. He just keeps getting higher.
Nice.
So we want to seesaw, if you will. But another one that we have in 5 POA, but have been waiting for a decade in TVC. I know we didn't have TVC for the first few years after Rogue One's release, but anyway, this is again specifically for his outfit worn in Rogue One, Rebels, Jedi Fallen Order, and the final arc of Andor, which is unique to his. Even though you can do a version with and without hair, pre-reshoots and post-reshoots of Rogue One. Not his outfit from the earlier arcs in Andor or the Clone Wars or Bad Batch, something we haven't brought up lately. But, he didn't exactly endear himself to the team. Some people think he kind of led to the death of one of the members. But speaking of the team, I told myself I wasn't going to do that joke. Speaking of the team, is there an echo in here? Yes, number 9. I did it last year, had to do it again. This is his, we're getting the echo of him on the bracket. This is his 5th time. He was ranked 104th, then 33, then 50, then 22, then 8, now 9. It's worth stating the Bad Batch show, the series, hadn't come out yet when we did the first year's bracket. It's just about to. They had appeared in the final season of the Clone Wars in 2020, and their arc had been previewed in previs form in 2015 at Celebration, but they weren't as front and center until their own show came out. So that's why they're not on the 6-time list, but they are still very much clearly wanted. And also, people kind of probably assumed Hasbro would just make them before the show came out, but clearly not.
Yeah.
So we're gonna. Here's one more echo pun. We're gonna echo our call for more Bad Batch in TVC. And I'll say, don't yell at me, but his season 2 look can actually reuse the standard Clone Trooper legs completely, 100%. His season 1 look has some extra bits and bobs on there.
Okay.
So they could, if they wanted to, don't yell at me, they could do a pack with Hunter and Echo in their season 2 gear, mercenary gear as partial tools, then do the extra tooling for a season 1 version or something. I don't know. However we get them, however we reuse the tooling.
Yeah, and that would allow, if they did that 2-pack, they could do Hunter with a proper helmet, non-removable.
Yep. So,
and then, so real quick, Jost DJ9, super chat for him. Thanks so much, man. That means a lot.
As in Top says, finishing the Bad Batch, getting the rest of the Rogue One crew would literally free up 20% of the bracket.
Yeah.
These are the main characters we need at this point. Which
And also, it would mean that some of us could actually start doing new top 25 lists without rehashing the same stuff over and over. Because I will be honest, I looked at my list this year and I kind of thought, do I want to put Bad Batch on again? And I just I do want those figures, I really do. But there's also part of me that just wants to start to look forward and get some other stuff as well.
Yeah.
And you just, come on, Hasbro, just do them. Just get them done.
It's an anchor around your neck. And I know, I know Tyler. Yeah, shout out to Tyler. Not a big fan of Bad Batch. That's fine. But a lot of people are, obviously. And they're the main characters of a show named after them. They've been around for a while. People like them. Anecdotally, I've said this before. I know a few collector buddies that stopped or were not interested in collecting the vintage collection because they were not able to get the Bad Batch. Whereas in the 6-inch line, they were able to buy those characters not once, but twice, and before and during the run of that show when they were top of mind. That is shameful. Yeah.
And it's pretty frustrating. But I had something amazing to say and I forgot. But getting them in the line would be pretty sweet, if you ask me. You know what else would be pretty sweet? Sweet Simalu, my boy. Number 8 on the bracket this year. Sweet Simalu. This is his 6th time on the bracket. He was ranked 43, then 20, 29, 21, 14. Now 8, his highest ever in the top 10 now.
Hit us with some iconic facts about this iconic face.
He is in Return of the Jedi. As I frequently say, while we need several characters to properly finish the 96 in TVC, Simalu is the only movie figure Kenner made that has no true Hasbro counterpoint. You know, at this point, I say it so much, it's almost become my motto. Speaking of mottos, Peli motto is number 7.
Yes.
It's really jumped up.
This is her 4th time on the bracket, 32, 18, 11, now 7. I know she was just on Last Figure Standing as well. I don't have all the stats on that right now, but I know she was just on it. We need her to go with so many big purchases.
So many things.
Tim says, can't wait for you to vote him out tomorrow, John. Yes, we'll see. I'm sorry. But I did last year, I'm sorry. And sweet Sim, please forgive me. But anyway, we need Peli to go with so many things. The N1, the Razor Crest, and the Cantina HasLabs. She kind of also, you know, if this helps, she walks in the background when Boba Fett rides his Bantha to town. So she kind of gives with the Bantha that we got too. So why not? You know, at this point, we've been asking for her for so long. We got so many other Mandalorian figures that we were asking for from earlier years of the bracket. But at this point, it almost feels like we have to strong arm Hasbro into making her.
Yep.
Speaking of strong arms, Ponkrell. This guy's got some of the strongest arms around. He's got 4 of them.
The best hugger in the galaxy.
And Peli was number 8 in Last Figure Standing. Now she's 7 in this. Ponkrell, number 6, returning for his 6th time on the bracket. He was the 2024 champion. He has been ranked 24, 27, 26, 15, 12, and now 6th, the highest ever.
Yep.
Another long-requested Clone Wars character, never made in any Hasbro line, was a Lego back in the day. Recently became a Funko Pop. So we know, they have the ability from Lucasfilm. They have the tech from Hasbro. You know who else has the tech? The bracket, because tech is number 5. Number 5, and this is his number 5 time on the bracket. He was ranked 88, then 35, 51, 14. Now making the top 10 at 6. RIP to a real one. Hashtag thanks Saw. And Tech is one who could get a full repaint with no additional tooling for his mercenary gear look. So it's a twofer. What I was going to say earlier that was so fascinating is I know people say, if we do the Bad Batch, it'll fill up the entire year's tooling budget. No, it won't. Relax. Secondly, we just got 2 Inquisitors from an animated show in one wave because one of them reused some thighs or some lower legs and thighs from another character. So it is possible to get some of them more than once every 2 or 3 years. Hunter joined the line in 2023. Crosshair joined the line in 2025. Why do these guys qualify and not Tarkin? This guy says because this guy would have to be 100% new tooling. And Echo, I was just helping Hasbro talk. They're not retools at all. They would have to be completely new tooling. But anyway, Hunter joined the line in 2023. Crosshair joined the line in 2025. This year on the bracket so far, we've seen Omega, Echo, and Tech. Now we got to see Wrecker at number 4. Wrecker.
Yeah.
He's got another 5-timer. I can't do it. I'm sorry. He's 70. He was ranked 74th, so he almost made the bracket the first year. Then 27, 41, 13, 2, now 4. He does have some slight differences in his torso and shoulder armor between the seasons, but with some minor additional tooling, there's another double dip for Hasbro right there. Yeah, we're going to get wrecked this year on the bracket. We don't have any 3.75-inch Wrecker at all, so we are still waiting. But we have been waiting even longer for the next character, even though we do have a 5 POA version. Number 3, Baze Malbus. Not a surprise to see him so high. Returning for the 6th tournament, he was ranked 23, then 14, then 10, then 7, then 5, now 3. Always ranked very highly. From a couple of the years, he's one of the only characters from the top 10 that hasn't been made. Consistently needed. Again, it's the Rogue One 10th anniversary. He got to the Final 4 last year and lost to the champion, Mara Jade. And he also did well in Last Figure Standing. I know. While we do have a 5 POA Baze, as I said, this will mark the 6th anniversary of having a TVC turret with no base to go with him, which is insane.
And then it's just with the amount of time in between these two, it's really tough because if, they do make bays, then you put them next to Chirrut from several years ago, then it's like there's a quality jump, and it's so hard to see those things not have a unified kind of look to them.
Yeah, because now Chirrut has the old hips.
Yeah, and then put him next to Jin from 2016.
Pre-photo reel, yeah.
Chirrut's the best one, really. I mean, when you look at the others, it's some of the others that are really shocking. But
Cassian's photo reel looked pretty good, and then we did get Krennic a couple years ago after the
And K2 is great.
K2, sure. And then Miko said he was also number 3 in last figure standing this year.
Nice.
So a lot of
consistency.
Not to spoil it, but yeah. So only 2 left. So we're getting near the end. And yeah, somebody pointed out earlier, we always say if you start a crew, you got to finish it. We're so close to the end of the Rogue One crew, where we got a ways to go on Bad Batch. We see Rebels early seasons for years. We wanted the A New Hope mains. That maybe there's one more to go on that list. What can I say? But goodness gracious me, why not just get to him? C-3PO is number 2.
Yep.
So, we can figure out who number 1 is, but we'll give it a second. C-3PO is no stranger to the 3.75-inch line over the years. He was one of the first they ever did. Still not in TVC on a proper original Star Wars card with a great sculpt that doesn't have pieces flying off it all the time.
Yeah.
The Empire Strikes Back version.
It's and you think of, they did the whole Return to Tatooine thing, and now we've got, Battle of Geonosis that they could reuse the sculpt for, and they did Return to Tatooine and all the stuff that they made for that, and this was something they skipped.
Yeah.
They didn't make C3 like that. Again, boggles the mind. Yeah.
They didn't serve his kind here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
then that makes me worry who's going to be the C3PO of Battle of Geonosis, something that's like, that is so important to everything you're doing here, and you're not gonna
every theme has to have one. But then they'll show up on the bracket. This is his 4th time on the bracket, ranked 33, 35, 10, and now 2.
Yeah.
Since now we have all the other A New Hope main heroes fully or at least partially updated. Thought we'd get him last year. But, ready for number 1? I think we can all figure out who it is probably. Only one.
Yeah, it's like, here we go. This is it. Your number 1 March Madness 2026 contender. Who is it? Who dat?
We've made our mind a sunless space for number 1, Luthen Rail. We got to Luthen up and get Rail. I believe he was also number 1 on Last Figure Standing. He won Last Figure Standing. Mm-hmm. This is his 4th time on the bracket, and he's been in the top 10 every single time and rising. He was ranked 7, 6, 4, and now number 1.
Yep.
After Andor Season 2, he won Last Figure Standing, and then this year he made the bracket without combining his Antiquities dealer look. This is specifically for his Green Jacket Rebel Operative look that Black Series already has. And yes, of course, Black Series has him.
Yeah, and they rejected him.
Yes, sacrifice everything.
Yep, and which
everything.
From Marco Martinez, super chat here. I will sacrifice everything to get that figure. Don't understand why it hasn't been made. Same, dude. Same.
Crazy. Well, again, it's just this habit of missing main characters out of shows that we're sitting watching, and we're just not getting these main characters. And you've only got to look at the last few shows we've had, different media. Ahsoka we did pretty well, but around that, we're still missing far too much, and hence what's in these lists. We're seeing it here, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah. But
sorry, let me close this window. I'm getting there real quick. I'm getting there.
That's all good. I love that though. Our top one, we're keeping it Rail for TVC with our number one seed this year. That is, yeah.
So now that we've seen all the
good mix of characters,
yeah. So this comes to the next part of John, where are we at with those?
So characters? Here is this year's bracket. It's hard to see obviously right here. But it's going to, let's zoom right here in the middle.
Beautiful.
Let's see some of these. We'll be releasing this shortly.
Mm-hmm.
See, first up, it's got to be Luthen versus Fifth Brother. We got an Empire Strikes Back, and matchup right here. We won't go through every single one. And I will say, yes, tomorrow, remember, before everybody logs off here, tune in to Bossk's Bounties YouTube channel at 4 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Mm-hmm. That's 1 p.m. for me. Watch us all go through it.
Yep.
And we'll talk about all the individual matchups then. I just wanted to show this is one I know Evan's going to be upset with. Ben Solo is going up Emperor Palpatine Sith Eternal right away, just like in the film.
Cool. I'm going to go throw myself into traffic. That's great.
Simalu going over Bossk. I'm sorry. I will be voting for Sim on that one.
Yeah.
Wrecker versus Aunt Beru. That's a team up I'd love to see.
Real quick, Jeff Russell gave us a super chat just right before you told me about the Palpatine and Ben Solo matchup. Best bracket yet. Thanks, fellas. Agreed until that, but yes. Thank you so much.
This is
a
a lot of Clay Amarki versus Galactic Marine, who will come out on top.
Yeah. And
Pellerin
again,
versus
John,
Clinton.
will you really quick explain, these rankings where people are like, oh, well, why'd you choose these? Why'd you choose the matchup?
We
didn't
didn't
choose this.
Yes. So as we enter into the bracket, the top ranked character goes against the lowest ranked character. So number 1 goes against 64. So Luthen will be going up against Fifth Brother. Then it works its way. Number 2 will be going up against number 63. Then it works its way towards the middle till over here we get 32 versus 33, which is somewhere over here. But
and this is a traditional bracket of 64.
yeah, 32
So
versus
this is
33
how-
is Luke
yeah,
versus
this-
Bossk.
That's how that works. So
And then, yes, we can start voting. I see people asking Wednesday. So follow the link tree, Evan, if you could hit that link tree again
Yep.
up there. Linktree/SWTVC. There's a dot between the R and the E.
Yep.
But we'll have all that stuff on our. Follow us at Instagram at SWTVC.
Yes.
We'll be blasting it out everywhere. There's one over here. One fun matchup I saw is there's 2 new Cantina guys, and they both got to go up against each other right away. Ella versus Tzizvitz.
Oh, what did I say earlier at the top of the show? Prepare for some heartbreaks. Yeah.
Yes. And it's not which one you don't want. It's which one do you want first,
It's about, yes.
as we always say.
No part of this.
The Mana Man there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dang.
That's another tough one.
Yeah. Bodhi versus Uncle Owen. Oh boy.
Palpatine versus Melshi. I know they're both on your list, Lewis, but
Oh wow.
Yeah.
God, these are some tough matchups.
Plo Koon
man.
versus
No.
Rebels Ezra.
Oof.
Yeah, some tough ones.
Thanks.
Oh,
So,
Shasta Teal versus Kira. Sorry, Kira. Just kidding.
so yes. All right. A few other things to go over. Let me get out of there real quick. Let's see. So yes, as we said, we'll be posting this to Instagram very shortly. Go follow us if you somehow aren't. At that link tree, we will have voting starting on March 4th, and every
Yeah. Let me pull that up.
every Monday, Wednesday, Friday after that.
Yep. Here's the tournament schedule.
Yes, we will also have a high-res version of the bracket in that link tree along with name pills, so you can fill it out. Tim, I did resize them this year, so they won't be giant during the stream tomorrow. So hopefully everybody can make their own if you want to. You can fill it out how either you want it to go, how you think it will go, whatever. Share it to the world. I will say real quick, I won't go too deep into who didn't make it, but so we can stay on target with this year's top 64. But 65, just missing out, was the Imperial Praetorian Guard, which I did tell Tyler ahead of time so as not to break his heart too much. But I'll say a couple of the Skeleton Crew guys that were on last year were not on this year. Neil dropped to 68. Pirate Captain Brutus dropped to 72, leaving SM33 as the only Skeleton Crew guy this year.
Still in the top 100. That's respectable.
Yep. So go, I'm not going to answer every single question about who did or didn't make it this year, but if you have questions on that, please ask it on Instagram. You can find me at The Vintage Concepts or ask in the comments here momentarily. And I haven't had time to update the repeat contestants post, but I will do that sometime before voting starts this week. Been a little busy with this and writing all those beautiful puns and segues for you all. So
Well,
Great job you did as well, Joe.
thank you.
yes. Since you talked about voting real quick,
Yes.
what we can say is voting will operate just like last year, the Google form. In order to curb, the ballot stuffing will require being signed in to Google. So if we had actual money to put behind this, we'd happily utilize a different polling option. But those are expensive. Again, trust me, I've looked. So make sure you're prepared now. This is not at all that I want to endorse or promote Google whatsoever or anything. But if you are planning on participating, this is just in terms of what's easiest and affordable and best for us. If you're planning on participating in voting, which you'd better be, go ahead and get a login set up right now, if only for March Madness. You can then delete your account afterwards, whatever. Like, that's fine. It's how it works. Them's the breaks. So, but yeah, I just do want to say, John, thank you, dude. You have spent so much time and energy on this. Unreal, dude. And I think all of us here owe you a huge debt of gratitude, a life debt. For the effort, energy, and the fun that you've had with the puns, all of that you've done, man. We all bow at the altar of your data smashing and getting this all taken care of and set up for us to do, man. I genuinely appreciate it. 6 years in a row, holy crap! So, everybody. Buy John a beer. If you see him in public, leave him alone and respect his personal space. But maybe also, if you do have to bother him, buy him something like a drink or coffee or something. I don't know.
I'll take it. Thank you, Evan. Thank you for all that you guys have done. And like I said, yes, Evan and I, we have a lot of late nights ahead. Hopefully not too many late nights ahead of us, but You set up all the polls and everything, and
Yep.
Lewis and Tyler, you guys keep the page running the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So this is your time to kick your feet
my
up and
time
just
off.
vote.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it. Keep pushing it. Keep pushing.
Just turn up for the fun. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say, 2 people, not to toot my horn, 2 people voted for me, which is very nice. Somebody voted for me, and on their list voted for me in a Holdo gown, which I thought was very fun and be very dashing, I think. So thank you all for participating. Thank you to everybody who submitted, of course. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you to everyone who voted, all our partners in the community who shared it. Bossk's Bounty, thank you for that.
Yes.
Great work, guys. Looking forward to tomorrow. £9.99. Thank you. Some funny foreign money.
Yeah.
But thank you to Tim for sharing it. Thank you to Yakface. Thank you to Bantha Skull. Thank you to Miko in the Facebook group. Thank you to Victoria's Cantina. Thank you to Yakface. Thank you to everybody. I'm forgetting everybody. I'm sure I forgot to write it down this year. Thank you to everybody, all our friends in the community who shared it, posted about it, talked about it on live streams, wrote articles about it. However you helped. Miko, you're going to have a lot of work ahead of you. You got a lot. I'm going to send you a lot of emails as I do with the post for Facebook. But yes, and hop onto Tim's channel tomorrow, Bossk's Bounty, to go through the bracket.
And I hope nobody was too disappointed with the results so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty stoked. I didn't go through and look and count my top 25
yeah.
contenders. I should probably do that.
I got to 11, but then I kind of lost
Nice.
track. But I'm way over that. So
Yeah. All I know is Ben Solo made it, Jackie made it, Kyla made it. Yeah. Good. So
that's
Yeah.
good.
So I'm getting my figure. Yeah, Chalman.
yeah. So yeah. John, anything else?
That's
for
it.
you?
Stay tuned to our Instagram. Very soon, I'll post a bracket there. Not quite yet, but yeah,
Cool.
very soon. Very soon.
Yep. And
Bookmark that link tree, for God's sake. Don't forget it.
bookmark that link tree. Again, here is the tournament schedule. That will be this is the key. This is like Jar Jar. This is the key to all this. Make sure you have this saved, committed to memory, share it, spread the word. If you see the post, share it, like it, whatever. Make sure that folks know, make sure that you're ready for that. It's same as it has been. So we're trying to make this as easy as possible for you guys to be able to do, and so that everybody can participate, because we want your voices heard. We want everybody represented here. Looking at the bracket, it covers the whole saga, man. We got a little bit of everything, a little bit of something for everyone in there.
It's
And
a really good mix.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the spirit of all this, man. And it's good to kind of keep that energy going. And I know we've got that big 50th anniversary next year with all of the celebration of it all as well. So it's good to just kind of take that momentum and enjoy that. So we love it all. We want it all. Again, it's about what you want. It's not about what you don't want. It's just fun to do. So yeah. John, anything else for you?
Tyler's just pointed out there about sharing the voting schedule everywhere. I would just add to that, if anybody ends up posting, "Oh, I missed the vote. I didn't vote this time," we will send Tyler around your house.
Yeah.
So make sure you take a note of those dates.
Yeah. Tyler will find you. Okay. So there you have it, gang. That's this year's TVC March Madness contenders. That's this year's bracket. Who are you guys hoping makes it to the top in terms of the matchups? The bracket will be available, as John said, in our link tree here shortly after the stream, so that you can fill it out yourself, how you see fit and how you'd like it to shake out, and kind of keep track and see, how your priorities may be aligned with general community priorities. It's always a fun little thought experiment. There'll be a printable version as well if you don't want to do Photoshop stuff, or if you want to fill it out with kids. We know some folks do fill it out with their kids. It's always great fun, man. It's good to see that happen. Again, be sure to, we're just doing a lot of repeating here. Be sure to tune in to Bossk's Bounty stream tomorrow in case you haven't had your fill of John today. Again, they'll be filling out all the brackets and doing a group bracket there. It's the annual March Madness tradition that Tim does on his channel. It means a lot. It's great fun every year. I always love tuning in.
It'll be a good time.
So be sure you're subscribed to his channel. I'm just going to plug that again.
Win again.
Dryden won last year on that bracket, so it's very possible he could win again.
Nah, dude. Ben Solo's going to win with the Bossk Bounty crowd. I guarantee it. I know they love him. So to stay totally up to date on all March Madness developments, make sure that you are following us over at SWTVC on Instagram. That is our social media home. But it's not the only place to find us. You can find us here on YouTube. Obviously, you're watching it on our channel right now. That's youtube.com/@SWTVC. Nope, just /SWTVC. I don't think there's an @ all that fun stuff. And we're trying to be present. I know we've got folks like Trowerman over on Reddit has been doing a great job of trying to keep things up to date. Darth Xander and the Discord group, shout out to you guys. Thank you for letting us kind of invade your space to share all this fun stuff, good stuff going on over there. So we're trying to make sure, again, John Miko and the Star Wars Vintage Collection Facebook group, Bossk Bounty, none of this would be possible without all of our fun friends and collaborators and colleagues here in this toy community. It means a lot to come together and be able to do this. So thank you, everyone who is helping us. Thank you to everybody who's, given us space to, promote this and bother y'all about, please participate. And yeah, it's fun. So let's see. Again, went over the voting, hit that Linktree link down on the bottom there. That's where you're going to find that. That's going to be open. Polls will be open. I'll leave it there as soon as it's created. It'll be there throughout March, and the polls will be open all Monday, or every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 12:01 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. So just a reminder.
I'll say thank you to Chris. Great stream. Great stream. Even better segues, John. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Looking forward to all the hard choices ahead of us. I know the Hasbro team has to make these hard choices all the time. Yep. We're just getting a little bit of the fun here in March to see what comes to the top.
Yep. And just a reminder that while we are not at all affiliated with Hasbro in any way, they do pay attention. Obviously, Chris Reif just popped in and watched. We had Brandon as well from the brand teams watching. They do pay attention to these communities events. And the more data and the more participation that we can get, the better. Help send a message. Again, we will be doing, let me pull that up real quick. We will be doing weekly live streams on Wednesdays. We call those the SWTVC show nights. We'll be doing those throughout March on Wednesdays. If you're subscribed to this channel, you'll be able to do that. It'll be fun. There's going to be, as I said earlier, special guests popping in and maybe some fun stuff that might be just a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. We'll see. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and stay tuned because, as Count Dooku would say, this is only the beginning. My impressions are not good, but that's where we're at. Anyway, final thoughts from you, John or Lewis, or should we pop into any questions or wrap this up?
I need to digest that bracket now, I think, and get my head around who I'm going to vote for because there's going to be some tough decisions already. So yeah. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I need to think about it before I get on Bossk stream tomorrow because we always make it a 3.5 hour stream. And I'll do some thinking ahead of time this time. I swear to God, but it is very fun. And again, thank you all for participating. Thank you guys for all your work that you put into this and all the all we do to bring this to everybody. Hopefully, everybody has fun with it this year. And it's always fun. I'm not going to look at spreadsheets for a little bit now, but I will be uploading that stuff momentarily.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. All right. Well,
thank you.
Anything else or is that it?
Good.
Perfect. All right, gang. Well, that does it for another annual, the 6th annual TVC March Madness bracket reveal. As always, keep 375 alive, back TVC. Fill out those brackets. Get ready for the madness. And may the force be with you. Thank you, everybody.